He looked like a movie star. He had charisma. Women loved him. Men wanted to be like him.
I have to go out and interview the bad guys, the murderers, the rapists.
You might say I'm kind of like Satan.
To understand the artist, you must look at the artwork.
Now let me quote one of these young millennials, a new member of Congress. Quote, "To me, capitalism is irredeemable." Close quote.
To me, she's irredeemable.
Forward. All right, Pete, I'm training hard today because I'm going to beat you at the Papa Shot competition in Phoenix, Arizona.
This is real pressure. You know, you don't want to lose to a girl.
I recognize this ship as the beginning of a new chapter in the history of sea power.
This was the first nuclear-powered vessel in the world.
This project comes right on the heels of the launch of Sputnik. Sure, you can put a beach ball in the space, but we can light up the moon with an atomic explosion. You're never going to get ahead of us again.
Hello, Fox Nation. Welcome to Gutfield's Classic Commercials. What's your vision for 10 years from now?
My goal is when a family applies for a scholarship, that our answer is yes.
I went to my partners and said, I'm not doing any more abortions, and I haven't done one since.
I never imagined that she would share that she had tried to abort me and had successfully aborted my twin.
If I can't make it illegal, then I want to make it unthinkable.
Fox Nation is America's streaming service, the ultimate companion to Fox News. It brings members even more exclusive shows featuring their favorite Fox News personalities.
Hi everyone, I'm Kilmeade, and welcome to What Made America Great. Here's to Fox Nation. Fox Nation.
Daily live programming with real talk on issues that matter to America.
We should respect people as people.
Opportunity is the American dream.
Original in-depth documentaries that tell our country's stories.
Camelot in the morning. Police chief found that car.
Not only one of the most accomplished athletes, but one of the most accomplished human beings.
Is there a better gift than giving somebody a home?
And exclusive events that get fans unprecedented access and a front row seat to once-in-a-lifetime experiences. The only place to get it all is Fox Nation.
On Fox Nation. Thank you all for being here. This crowd is amazing. All right, welcome to our first Fox Nation Summit live from Phoenix, Arizona. We've got a great lineup for you tonight, jam-packed with all of the stars you love. They're all here live and surrounded by our incredible Fox fans that have made the trip here to join the party. Tonight, we've got some surprises in store for you guys. Are you ready? Including yours truly, kicking the dust up with Pete Hegseth in a one-of-a-kind Papa Shot challenge you won't want to miss. Plus, a quiz show like we've never done before. Not a Fox Nation subscriber yet? That's okay. You can still sign up now. Just download the app or go to foxnation.com and get your first month for just 99 cents. And we never stop creating new shows. In fact, let's take a look at what's coming soon on Fox Nation.
A plane carrying John F. Kennedy Jr. is missing.
He looked like a movie star. He had charisma. Women loved him. Men wanted to be like him.
I have to go out and interview the bad guys, the murderers, the rapists.
You might say I'm kind of like Satan.
To understand the artist, you must look at the artwork.
Now let me quote one of these young millennials, a new member of Congress. Quote, "To me, capitalism is irredeemable." Close quote.
To me, she's irredeemable.
Forward. All right, Pete, I'm training hard today because I'm going to beat you at the Papa Shot competition in Phoenix, Arizona.
This is real pressure. You know, you don't want to lose to a girl.
I recognize this ship as the beginning of a new chapter in the history of sea power.
This was the first nuclear-powered vessel in the world.
This project comes right on the heels of the launch of Sputnik. Sure, you can put a beach ball in the space, but we can light up the moon with an atomic explosion. You're never going to get ahead of us again.
Hello, Fox Nation. Welcome to Gutfeld's Classic Commercials.
What's your vision for 10 years from now?
My goal is when a family applies for a scholarship, that our answer is yes.
I went to my partners and said, I'm not doing any more abortions, and I haven't done one since.
I never imagined that she would share that she had tried to abort me and had successfully aborted my twin.
If I can't make it illegal, then I want to make it unthinkable.
Member, you can see all the content we offer and great personalities like the unapologetic patriot Tomi Lahren, who is here with us right now to kick off the summit with some first thoughts. Tomi?
Hi, guys. All right, hello, Scottsdale, Arizona, and Fox Nation. You know, it's great to be here because, as many of you know, I live in California. And although we are geographically close, politically it's a whole different story. But we've got a lot to fight for in 2020, guys. And because California will likely be blue for the foreseeable future, I need to live vicariously through you, and I can't do that if you let this state go blue. So please, can you help me out, Arizona? I thought so. And P.S., I apologize for all the Californians who have relocated to your state and brought their politics with them. Because, you know, California was too expensive, so they came to Arizona, and they continued to vote for the policies that ruined California. So, on behalf of the Golden State of homelessness, illegal immigrants, and Hollywood liberals, I apologize to you. It's not a lost cause, though. We're working on California. That's why I'm there, guys. But thank you to all the Fox Nation members here tonight. And for those of you who haven't signed up yet, I hope tonight will change all of that for you. Folks, some of my favorite things in life begin with the letter F. Get your minds out of the gutter. Like faith, family, freedom, Fox Nation, and of course, first and final thoughts. So it's time for some first thoughts of our Fox Nation Summit. Let's start with faith. On Fox Nation, we believe in one nation under God. We celebrate religion, fellowship, God, and community. Oh, and on Fox Nation, we refer to Christians as Christians, not Easter worshipers, like Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. And on Fox Nation, we proudly say, God bless America. I don't know about you guys in Arizona, but where I'm from, we stand for the flag and the national anthem, too. I had a feeling you guys were in on that. But next up is family, and family is so important to not only all of us on Fox Nation, but to this whole country. And if your family is here tonight, please let them know how much you love and appreciate them, because you never know when your last chance at that will be. Now, we're going to bring it down for a second, because there is one family here tonight that knows that all too well, and I'm sorry if I get emotional because this means a lot to me. But if you watch my Fox Nation show, No Interruption with Tomi Lahren, you already know this family and this story, but in case you forgot, here's a reminder. I want to direct you all back there. Take a look.
A young man brutally murdered in Mexico.
They had witnesses saw 3 people attack him.
Tomi sits down with Taylor Meyer's family and friends.
At first, I didn't think it was real.
It's a story everyone needs to hear.
More Americans are murdered in Mexico each year than all of the other countries on the planet combined.
The Mexican tourism industry does not want any of this to get out.
Don't miss Tomi's revealing interview on No Interruption. Available now only on Fox Nation. Fox Nation.
If you guys haven't watched that story, I hope that you do. And I'm really lucky tonight because we're lucky to be joined by the Meyer family. Chris and Chris are actually right back there. And I want everyone to recognize I've grown very close with this family through telling this story, and it means everything to me. I know it means everything to them that our Fox Nation family has surrounded them and given them all the love because they want to get the story out so badly, not only for Taylor's memory, but to save lives of others. So if you haven't watched that episode of No Interruption, it's incredibly powerful. It's incredibly educational. I'm going to share a little bit of it with you now. Chris and Krista, they lost their son 6 months ago. And since Taylor's death in November of last year, his father, Chris, has been on a mission to get the word out. He sent a letter to every single member of Congress and the president pleading to change the advisory warning for Mexico so Americans will know how unsafe it truly is. I bet you guys didn't know that according to State Department data, more Americans are killed in Mexico each year than all other countries in the world combined. Yet the Playa del Carmen region, which many of you have probably vacationed in, of Mexico, where Taylor Meyer was murdered, is categorized at only a level 2 travel advisory on our State Department's website, the same as Antarctica. In fact, the homicide rates in the area where Taylor was murdered have gone up 6 times over the last year. These are the kind of stories you will hear on Fox Nation, the stories that matter and the stories that might actually save your life. So thank you so much to the Meyer family for being here and for sharing their story. We will never forget Taylor, and we're going to keep his memory alive. And I know you guys are going to keep up the fight. So thank you guys so much for being here. The next F is one of my favorites, and that's freedom. So in fact, would all of the members and the veterans of the United States military please raise your hand? Because we appreciate and we respect you and we love you. We owe you and your families, don't forget the families, we owe you everything. But isn't it wonderful? I don't know if you guys saw the news. I know I did my final thoughts in it, but President Trump recently pardoned former Army Lieutenant Michael Bennett, convicted and sentenced to 25 years for killing a suspected al-Qaeda terrorist. Guys, but Bennett isn't the only warfighter that's been thrown under the bus by the country he fought to protect and defend. On another episode of No Interruption on Fox Nation, I sit down with the wife and brother of Navy SEAL Eddie Gallagher and the wife of former Green Beret Matthew Goldstein, both men charged with war crimes and railroaded by the military justice system. Make sure you go watch their stories under No Interruption with Tomi Lahren on Fox Nation, of course. But there's another group of Americans I want to recognize, and that's our law enforcement, our Border Patrol, immigration officers, as well as our first responders. So if any of you are in the audience, please raise your hand. You don't get the respect and the credit you deserve. I will tell you, I will always go to war for you, and I will always help you hold the line from the media perspective because you need that, you deserve that, and we will do that on Fox Nation. It's one of the places where you as a law enforcement member, you as a Border Patrol agent, immigration officer can feel comfortable and you can have a safe space for a change is on Fox Nation. So thank you for all that you do. Especially our Border Patrol agents. I know what you guys have gone through firsthand because last June, yes, June, in Arizona, in Tucson, in fact, I spent a week with our Border Patrol agents. And let me tell you, I would not want that job, and I have such a great respect for what they do, especially in this political climate where they are demonized and disrespected for enforcing the law and protecting our nation. So thank you for everything that you do. You guys can watch my 5-part border series featuring both Arizona and San Diego, also here on Fox Nation. And coming next month, I sit down with Dallas police officers to discuss the war on cops, as well as the July 7th Dallas police massacre at a Black Lives Matter rally in 2016 that ended with 5 officers killed in the line of duty. It's an incredibly powerful episode, and I can't wait to share it with you guys right here, of course, on Fox Nation. But as you guys can see, thank you. Fox Nation means everything to me. This platform means everything to me. I get to share the stories of heroes, of families, and Americans who are far, far from average. So remember these 3 things that I like to remember, not only on Fox Nation, but in my daily life. Number 1, you live in the greatest nation on the face of the earth. You live in a nation so great that even the people that hate it refuse to leave it. Number 2, Donald J. Trump is your president. And at the rate the Democrats keep going, we're in for many more years of this, guys, so we're going to keep winning. But number 3 is also very important, and I think that the left needs to remember this no matter what they try to pull out, no matter what fake news they bring to the forefront. Number 3 is Hillary Clinton is not your president. But if you believe in that radical notion that Americans come first in our own country, Fox Nation is for you. And those are my first thoughts from Scottsdale, Arizona. God bless and take care. Thank you, guys.
You usually see me covering politics, but I want to get beyond that. I love sports, but we'll talk about all kinds of things and just have good, interesting conversations with very successful people.
One of your favorite Auerbach stories involves you had a big game, maybe a game 7.
We go out on the floor, and all of a sudden, Auerbach calls us back into the locker room. Now the fans are wondering, this is different procedure. He must be going to give them one of the greatest pep talks of all time.
Here on Fox Nation, we are getting a rare glimpse inside one of the most amazing golf courses in the world. You've heard about the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, playing here, owning the course.
This is where it all happened, right on this hole. I had Donald Trump's bag, and on the first hole, right up by the green, he said, "I'm going to teach you a lesson right now. Always be prepared for whatever life throws at you." I'll never forget that.
And then the saddle that they attached the rope to came off, and now they have harnessed the horse once again. It looks like he's
a
now
lot of great content from Ed Henry, as to be expected. He is here live with a big surprise for Pete Hegseth a little bit later. But first, we have a really nice surprise for all of you here in the audience. We are going to be picking one of you from the crowd to compete on the quiz show with our incredible host, Tom Shillue. In fact, I want to announce that from this moment forward, we will have a Fox Nation Superfan contestant once a month. Pretty exciting stuff there. So while I search the audience for the first contestant, let's head over to our favorite dynamic duo, Fox Nation's Diamond and Silk. Give it up for the ladies.
Wow. Whoa.
Yes, yes,
Hey,
yes,
y'all.
Hey, y'all.
Here's our quick fix with Diamond and Silk. Well, it seems like the Democrats' Congress just can't get enough.
No, they can't.
First, it was a manufactured crisis. Now it's a constitutional crisis. But the only constitutional crisis we see are the left-leaning liberals, better known as the Democrats, or I call them the Democrats' rat.
Yes.
Not following the Constitution. Our job as the American people is to elect the president.
That's elect.
Now, we did our job. We focus on the goal and not the polls.
That's right.
We went to the voting booth and we voted. We voted for a job creator, a negotiator, a motivator. We voted for the man who had the master plan to make America great again.
That's right.
We did our part.
We did our part.
Now it's time for Congress to do their part.
That's right.
Congress, if you're listening.
Are you listening, Congress?
We don't need you to select or reselect another president.
No, we don't.
Because we've already elected a president, and his name is Donald J. Trump.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Now, your job is not to go after private citizens.
No, it's not.
Your job is not to harass a sitting president.
No, it's not.
And your job is not to abuse your power by exploiting his family just to score brownie points.
That's right.
Our tax dollars pay your salary.
It pays your salary.
So do your job.
That's right.
So that you can stop all of this political puppet show.
That's right.
Because that's what it is. This ain't fantasy island.
No, it's not.
Or leave it to be.
No, it's not.
If the Mueller report has already exonerated and vindicated this president, his family, and the people in the Trump campaign,
all of them,
then Congress should stop living in this fantasy of impeachment and leave their bias and antics out of politics.
That's right.
You know, it seemed like Congress is always kicking the can down the road when it comes to we, the American people.
They think they playing kickball.
Yes. But since Congress like kicking things, then maybe they should go put on some open-toe shoes and go kick rock.
That's right.
And then tell us how that's working for them. Yeah. So we don't need you to investigate. We need you to legislate and cooperate with the president of these United States.
That's right.
You got that? Silk, back to you, girl.
Well, here is some news that may amuse you.
Yes, honey. Alyssa Milano launched a sex strike protest in opposition to the Georgia law that bans abortion after a baby heartbeat is detected.
Oh, my God.
Yes, girl.
So you mean no more nookie?
Honey, no more nookie for the cookie.
Oh.
See, This is one sure way to stop abortion.
Yes, it is.
So that means she won't be sleeping around.
No, she won't.
She won't get pregnant.
No, she won't.
And then therefore, she won't be able to kill babies.
That's right.
I love it. So it looked like Alyssa's going to be taking a lot of cold showers.
That's right.
And by the way, the heartbeat of a baby should matter too.
That's right.
Silk, girl, back to you.
Well, here is some news that may confuse you.
Yes, girl. Now, this is very confusing. According to the Congressional Black Caucus, they have it all figured out.
They do.
They think that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris is a dream ticket.
What? A dream ticket?
Yes, child, a dream ticket. But it sounds more like a nightmare to me.
That's what it sounds like.
Tales from the crypt. So they're selling another pipe dream to hoodwink the American people.
I think you got that right.
Yeah, they want to give us a one-way ticket to poverty. This is not a dream ticket.
No, it's not.
More like a bus ticket. So that they can bus you to the land of nowhere.
That's right.
Yeah, the wheels are going around and round. And the buses stand stuck in one place on the ground.
So that means they're on a block of bricks.
That's right. Yeah, I wonder if is the ticket gonna end up as a cleaner's ticket, so that they can leave us out to dry. And when we look at the state of Kamala Harris, who represent California, we see Americans living in tents on the street.
We see it.
If she can't help her state, how can she help this country?
How?
And when we look at Joe Biden, he don't even realize that he is still stuck in a dream. So here's 2 words for you, Joe.
2 words, Joe.
Keep dreaming.
That's right.
Because it's a no-go for Joe.
That's right.
Silk, back to you, girl.
Well, here is some news that'll get you in a good mood.
Well, yes, girl. China ain't nothing finer than the USA.
That's right.
China has taken advantage of the USA for a while, but it looks like China highway robbery tactics have come to an end of the road. Yeah, you charge me, but you get upset if I charge you. You take from me, but there's a problem if I take from you.
Right.
Yeah, we know they say like an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. But if you charge us tariff, we're going to charge tariff right back to you.
That's right.
So we can do like the president said. And here's what he says.
What did he say?
Girl, here's what he said.
What did he say?
He said, listen, make your products at home.
At the house.
In the USA.
Right here.
And there is no tariff.
That's right.
We will no longer be the piggy bank that everyone wants to raid and take advantage of no more.
No more.
Yeah. Well, y'all, the Trump card has us all winning. And there's nothing like winning.
That's right.
Look like that's another win.
Another win for
Now
us.
listen, that's your quick fix with Diamond and Silk. And if you have not signed up for Fox Nation, let us show you how.
That's right.
Fox Nation is not just Fox News. It's Fox News intensified with excitement to boost your curiosity. Let us break it down.
Break it on down.
Fox Nation has a library full of new original content like documentaries, live shows, and even weekly programming full of raw honesty and truth.
That's right.
Think of it as a Netflix for conservatives. If you don't have Fox Nation now, then it's time for you to stop what you're doing.
Stop.
And let's sign up right now. So here's how you do it. You pick up your phone and put it in your hand right now.
That's right.
Then go to the phone app store or Play Store and search for Fox Nation.
Opinion done right.
Click the Get or Install button.
Bing.
And after that, you're halfway there. Now, once that red, white, and blue Fox Nation app is on your home screen, we need to get you signed up.
That's right.
And if you see my girl Britt wearing her beautiful pink dress and other Fox Nation hosts, that means you're on the right screen.
That's right.
Now, click the red button to start your free trial and then choose which plan you want. Like which plan will work for you. Like what will be better for you.
That's right.
Because if it was Diamond and Silk, we already know what plan we'll pick. The yearly plan.
That's right.
Once you choose your plan, then click Continue. Now, it's time to create your account by typing in your email address. and creating a new password for your Fox Nation account. And listen, y'all, don't just make that password spicy. You want to make that password strong. You want to make sure that you can remember it. Next, add your method of payment and then click submit. And voila, just like that, your free trial offer will begin. Not only that, you are now in an exclusive members-only club with new and original content that has never been seen before.
That's right.
So, tune in to watch your favorite Fox stars. Tons of educational and thrilling documentaries, along with daily and weekly shows like Fox and Friends, After the Show, Tomi Lahren, First Thoughts, The Quiz Show with Tom Shillue, and don't forget about us, Your Quick Fix with Diamond and Silk. Oh, and by the way, your phone isn't the only place to watch all of this goodness. This streaming service is also available on your computer at foxnation.com. And even on your smart TV through the Fox Nation app. So, let's get this party started right. Download the Fox Nation app or visit foxnation.com. Don't delay. Sign up today so you can hear what all of the Fox Nation hosts have to say.
Tutorial does not make you want to sign up. I honestly don't know what will. I've actually signed up 3 times now just because Diamond and Silk have done that tutorial. Guys, thank you so much. You are the absolute best. All right, I do have some very exciting breaking news. On the fun fact front here today, we're giving Fox superfans just like you a chance to join Tom Shillue on the set of the quiz show in the beautiful New York City. Not sure why I can call it beautiful being here in the beautiful Phoenix, Arizona, but you can put your knowledge to the test. And we have been very excited because we were searching high and low throughout the crowd to find one lucky superfan, and that is Lisa Cabanero. Guys, she is from Honolulu, correct?
That's correct.
Wow, Lisa, you came all the way here from Hawaii. That's correct. What brought you here?
Fox Summit. Fox Nation Summit. Well, I have family here, too. So.
And now you have the opportunity to get on stage with Tom Shillue, so why don't you get up there?
Thank you, my dear.
Right. Good luck. He's not easy, Lisa.
Lisa Cabanero, let's hear it. Come on over here, Lisa.
Okay.
Love it. You're looking good. You don't look nervous.
Well, that's good, because I'm actually nervous.
She's a little bit nervous. Well, if you are indeed the superfan that you claim to be, Lisa, you know how this works. I'm going to ask you a few ridiculously random but blisteringly difficult synapse-searing trivia questions, and you're going to do your best to answer them. Are you picking up what I'm laying down, Lisa?
I am picking it up. I'm picking it up. Straight here in Scottsdale.
Arizona, take off your rainbow shades. Question 1 of 5 for Lisa Cabanero. Here we go. Don't look at my notes. Here we go. Okay, Miss Agatha Trunchbull, also is known as the Trunchbull, is an evil headmistress who frightens the life out of pupils and teachers alike. Keep your mouth shut till I give you the choices. Is it James and the Giant Peach, Matilda, or Anne of Green Gables? Use that 10 seconds on the board. I don't want you to get the first one wrong. You'd be very embarrassed, Lisa.
Very embarrassed. I believe the answer is B, Matilda.
B, Matilda? Does the audience have confidence in her? And the answer is Matilda. The Trunchbull. Question number 2, here we go. A high school sociology teacher in Lowell, Massachusetts recently made news because he created a Generation Z dictionary to help adults and kiddies communicate. According to this new Gen Z dictionary, the term Patriote is what? A spy or a gossip, an uptight parent, or another way to say that's true. No hints from the audience. What do you think? What are you thinking?
I think it's probably B.
You think it's an uptight parent?
I think it's an uptight parent.
Are you an uptight parent?
A little bit. I put the mother in smother.
She puts the mother in smother. Is she right? An uptight parent? No! It's another way of saying that's true, or as I say it, because I'm a young hip guy, true dat.
True dat.
True dat, Lisa. Question number 3. A 69-year-old great-grandma from North Carolina was recently arrested at Disney World for what reason? Throwing her nachos at Buzz Lightyear, carrying a vial of CBD oil in her purse, or driving her Tesla into the Seven Seas Lagoon? 10 seconds on the board. No hints, guys. What are you doing? This is not Ask the Audience.
Fans, they're all super fans.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking it's the B, carrying CBD oil. And
CBD, do you use a little of that yourself, Lisa?
A little bit, a little lotion.
Just a lotion.
Just a lotion.
Just to relax your cuticles. Is she right? CBD oil! She is running away with it. You're doing better than we expected.
We're all doing so good.
Stop helping her. These live shows, they're killing me. Here we go. Next question. This is your question of mass destruction. Without a doubt, the toughest question today. Can you say it with me? Your question of mass destruction.
Okay.
Thanks for not saying it with me, Lisa.
You were asking me. I didn't know what to say.
Here we go. Okay. Here's the question. All right, it's a tough one. It's been said that the Kennedy clan is the closest thing we have to a royal family in the States. Do you agree? They don't agree. The origin of the name Kennedy goes back thousands of years, Lisa, and is derived from 2 Gaelic words that mean what? 2 Gaelic words. A prosperous road, an ugly head, or a tired liver.
This is a tough one.
10 seconds on the board for Lisa. Stop looking at that audience. Close your eyes, Lisa. What do you think it is? Prosperous road, ugly head, or tired liver?
I'm going to go with a prosperous road.
Prosperous road. That's nice. At the end of the prosperous road, the Kennedy compound. Is she right? No! Ugly head. I want you to picture Ted Kennedy for a second. Oh, no.
That's not good.
You're doing okay. I don't even know your score. I'm trying to keep track here. What do you got? 2 right. You got 2 right. It's all coming down to this, Lisa. The 5th question, okay? Here we go. All right. Other than Arizona, where are you from?
Hawaii.
Oh, yeah. So you loving your time here in Arizona?
Loving it.
Okay, here we go. Arizona's official neck wears the bolo tie. Did you know that? Also, it's the home to the Arizona trout and the world's largest solar telescope. Lisa's looking at me like she doesn't care. Give me the question, quiz man. Arizona's Four Corners Monument is the only spot in the country that is shared by 4 states. Okay, other than Arizona, what states come together at the Four Corners? Is it Colorado, New Mexico, and Utah? Shut up, everybody. Mexico, California, and Nevada, or New Jersey, Texas, and Vermont. Use your time. Use your time. Ignore these fools.
I believe the consensus is A, so it's Colorado, New Mexico, and Utah.
Oh, the consensus is A. The consensus is A. Is she right? Oh, with a little help from my friends, as they say. You did great. 3 questions right out of 5. That is a top score. She did better than Ed Henry. You are beautiful. Now, you are the first member, the first resident of Fox Nation to play. Now, don't forget, if you're a fun fact fiend, a trivia titan, a fiercely proud Fox News superfan, this is what I want you to do. Take a 30-second video of yourself telling us why we should bring you to the Big Apple to appear on the quiz show with Tom Shillue. You're going to come visit me in New York City. Upload that 30-second video to Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. Use the hashtag FoxNationQuizShow. And if we reach out to you, that means you've been selected. Terms and conditions obviously apply. Will be explained to you when we contact you. Every contestant is going to get a swag bag of Fox Nation merchandise.
Nice.
The only way to get the goods is not that, though. We also have the shop, the Fox Nation shop, and my friend Lawrence Jones is over there. Hey, Lawrence.
Hey, Tom. Thanks so much. Thanks, Tom. I'm over here at the merch table where we've got some great gear. Everyone is going crazy over this Carolina blue hat. I mean, I'm a Duke Blue Devils fan, but I'm not even going to complain. Then everybody loves this duffel bag right here. You got to get it in at the gym, all right? If you're going to eat all this crappy food and drink, you got to get it in. And you got this new tumbler. All right, this is to keep your drinks cold. If you want access to this, and this must-have gear, you must get VIP access and more exclusive events just like this one and original shows you can get anywhere else. But you got to sign up at foxnation.com, and you get the first. You can get this first month for just 99 cents. It's the best part is no commercials, none whatsoever, no commercials, except for the best of the Gutfield's commercials, of course. Check it out right now at foxnation.com and get some swag while you're at it.
Welcome to Gutfeld's Classic Commercials.
What it is, first question. The Academy needed to see that. Want to do it together? I'll hold it, you press it? All right, cool. See, that's friendship.
All right, hey everyone, how are we doing? We're doing great. Hey. All right. I think I was just adopted into this family. I thought you guys were a family, but you know, you guys are family now, right?
We're a Fox Nation family.
A Fox Nation family. That is what I love to hear. All right, let's keep this party going with a little love for America. He is passionate. He's a fighter for the freedoms that we all love. Decorated war fighter and the co-host of Fox and Friends Weekend. Give it up for Pete Hegseth.
What's up, Fox Nation?
Right.
How we doing in Phoenix, Arizona tonight? Way better than New York City, way better than Washington, D.C., I'll tell you that. Thank you for coming out. I got to tell you this. Thank God we live in the greatest country in human history. That we have a chance to live here. And on a night like this, a beautiful night like this, I can't help but think about all the guys and all the gals laying in the dirt somewhere to keep us free. Remember them tonight. They're the reason we're here. So I'm going to talk a little bit about America. I don't have any notes. I guess there's a teleprompter, but we're not going to use it. You know, when we talk about America, there's three things, three basic items we need to remember and realize and internalize as we fight for our very lives as a country. The first one is, history is not over. We do not get to hit pause at this moment as the greatest, freest, most prosperous nation on earth. Remember the Persian Empire that was? The Romans were? The Caliphate, the original Caliphate that was? The Mongolians that were? The British Empire, all at the highest of highs in the world. And today, only a residual of what they once were. Countries don't inevitably keep their place. History is not over, whether it's through debt, decadence, cultural depravity, wars, or being invaded. Countries lose their place. History is not over. The second one is, America is not inevitable. There's nothing about this country that says it will automatically perpetuate itself. The average lifespan of great republics, of great countries, is 225 to 275 years old. We are 240 years old. We could be on borrowed time. Ronald Reagan once said, freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. You don't pass it to the next generation in the bloodstream. Every generation's got to fight for it. This is an American experiment in a constitutional republic if we can keep it. It's on us. It's on the citizens of this country to keep this country free. So history's not over. America's not inevitable. And I tell you this, and think about this. If the 21st century is not an American-led century, it will not be a free century. Mark my words, your lifetime, my kids' lifetime, your kids, your grandkids. If America doesn't lead the world, there ain't nowhere else to sail to. There's nowhere, I'll get to that. There's nowhere else to sail to, ultimately. And it's something we have to remember every single day. If we were to take a knee right now and hand over leadership to the free world, who do we hand it to? The communist Chinese? The Russians? How about the Islamists? Or maybe, how about international institutions? Brussels? How about Europe? They're doing great right now, right? You know what the recipe is for strength in the world today? How about you gut your military to pay for your welfare state, then you open your borders, you don't demand assimilation or allegiance, and then you wonder why you lose your country. If we don't learn from what Europe has done, they could be a preview for America. Our founders understood that. That is what is indeed what's at stake. Now, you're sitting here right now on this beautiful night, and Donald J. Trump is our president. Again, thank God. And we can look at the economy, the 5.5 million jobs created. You can look at the decreases in regulations. You can look at 2 Supreme Court justices and how that shapes the future of life, the future of the Second Amendment, all the things we care about, securing our border, believing in citizenship, supporting our cops, supporting our troops, supporting our vets, or overseas where they've crushed ISIS, where we've gotten out of the Paris Climate Accord, where we've gotten out of the Iran deal, where we finally support our eternal friend in the state of Israel. Those are all amazing things that this president has done. But I'll tell you this, you can look at the record and he'll run on 2020, and he'll win, because look at those weirdos that are running on the other side. Problem is we got educational institutions that are teaching socialism, that are teaching America was never great. That is what our kids are learning in our public schools today. And I'm not just talking about colleges or high schools, I'm talking about junior highs and elementary schools. It is happening underneath our nose. That's why I think the 3 things President Trump represents the most are not his accomplishments, but cultural items that have changed the fabric of America. 3 things, real quick. The first, thank you, Ed. I think Ed should run. We need a journalist running for office, right? 3 things. 1, first, the president's war on political correctness. It's an absolute poison to our culture. If you control the words and you control the speech, you control everything. That's how they control people. I'll tell you a quick story. My favorite nickname is Pocahontas. And let me tell you why. Quick story. So I never got the job, but I was up for the VA secretary. And I'd never met the president of the United States. And they didn't give it to me. All things happen for a reason. All right, so I'm interviewing for the job at Trump Tower. President Trump is president-elect. I've never met him before. I go up the elevator with Reince Priebus. We walk into his office. There's the president-elect. And I walk in, and the first thing he says as I round the corner is, Pete, at the beginning, who were you with? Who were you for? And I had been a Rubio supporter, and then a Cruz supporter, and then a Trump supporter. And I said, Mr. President, at the beginning I was for Rubio. He was so good on the vets and the military. He goes, oh, little Marco. You were with little Marco. And then he turns to Reince and goes, little Marco, Lion Ted, Crooked Hillary. Weren't they great, Reince? Great. And I cut in for a second. You can't really cut in on Donald Trump, but I interrupted for a second. I said, Mr. President, but my favorite is Pocahontas. And he goes, a lot of people tell me that. A lot of people. And I'll tell you why that matters. Because he launched into a 2-minute speech about why he cared about that nickname, because she was a fraud in misrepresenting herself. He is a marketer who understands how to market and won't use political correctness to do it. So we actually win the argument. She'll never be anywhere near the Oval Office. Political correctness has to go the way of the dustbin. Number 2, his exposure of the fake news media. For too long, we played by the game pretending like these elitists in New York City, except for Fox News Channel, by the way. We have great journalists and reporters at Fox. Except for Fox, you couldn't find a conservative journalist in New York City if you tried. They're all liberals. Okay, they go to Columbia Law School, they go to fancy places, they go out to the Hamptons, and they condescend to you and to Trump supporters. And they think you're racist and sexist and homophobe, and they call you all those names and hope you won't come out to the polls again. Well, Donald Trump has pulled that veil back. We know what their game is and that it's rigged against us, so let's just not play it. How about that? He's done that, all with his Twitter account. I hope he keeps tweeting. Tweet, tweet, keep going. So it's political correctness, the fake news meeting. The third one is he's finally taught patriots and conservatives how to fight and how to win. For the longest time, we just kind of thought, okay, we'll play by the rules and maybe we'll win. And, you know, the Paul Ryan, like, oh, shucks, we didn't get that law passed, so maybe we'll try next session. No, let's get it done. The American people elected us on promises, and we're going to keep them. And we're going to do everything we can to make it happen. If we don't learn from that, especially holding establishment Republicans accountable, then we didn't learn an invaluable lesson of the Trump presidency. God bless the way he fights every single day. Build the wall? I agree. Love it. It's not a Trump rally, but it's the best we could do. All right, last thing. I'll close with this real quick. I used to say to my kids all the time when I came back from war, and I said, I fought so that you didn't have to, so you won't have to. And you know what? A lot of World War II vets said that when they came home, because they beat the Nazis. And when you beat the Nazis and you come home, you can say that. Hey, let's take a generation off and live free. Well, guess what? I don't say that anymore. It's a great platitude, but I say to my kids, I fight, and someday you're going to have to as well. And maybe that's with a rifle, or maybe it's as a school teacher who actually teaches history. Or maybe it's as a minister who actually teaches the Bible. Or maybe it's a patriotic journalist. Maybe we should have a little bit of that these days as well. Maybe it's leading a civic group. All the things we need to do to keep our country great, to keep America special, and to preserve the American experiment for the next generation. God bless you all for being here. I know you love this country. Stick with us today, will you? Thank you. Man, I'm sweating. Holy cow. That's my take on America. Remember, you can't see any of Fox Nation's great original shows if you don't subscribe. Now, head over to foxnation.com and go grab your phone and download the app. Now I got to read teleprompter. It's that simple. Abby and Lawrence are excited to give you a sneak peek of some original content they've been working on exclusively for Fox Nation members. Lawrence, Abby, let's hear what you've been up to.
Honestly, Pete, I'm still a little floored by your Trump impression. That was very, very impressive. I wonder how many times you have practiced that in your mirror, because it's incredible. I wish that Lawrence would practice a little bit more Papa Shop, because none of these are going in. Thank goodness you're reffing tonight.
Lies. I'm just a little rusty.
This is our ref, Lawrence Jones, but you've also been a fair game. Although I did slip you a little bribe earlier, a piece of cheese. Yeah, but that's no fake news. All right, you have been working on another show, so can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, there's a lot of people in America that are experiencing issues, homelessness, drugs on the street in San Francisco, Seattle. There's an immigration policy that is affecting people in Texas on the border. And so on Fox Nation, we're going to tell those stories. We're going to talk to people. We're going to go out there with the Border Patrol and do real journalism and give you smart opinion as well. But we're going to hear from you.
Right. What's your favorite place that you visited so far?
The border. What the border agents are going through is unbelievable. The fact that they have no support, and no one is really willing to tell the story about Fox News and Fox Nation. And so that's what we're going to do. I can't wait for you guys to see it.
All right. Well, let's see what he's been working on.
How do you feel about that?
Robbed. Justice has not been done in this case.
How does that make you feel as an American?
I'm not surprised.
I think that they were too quick to judge.
Lying about something happening to you should have serious consequences.
everybody got off.
Right.
Is that fair?
No.
Don't we deserve transparency, though?
Absolutely. We don't get the full truth as Americans, and I think that's a problem.
Isn't that enough? Our country's been through enough.
I've been talking with people out here, and everyone asks the same question. Lawrence, how do you keep a straight face when you're talking to these people? And the question, to answer that question is, I don't keep a straight face. As you know by now, Men on the Street can only be seen if you sign up for Fox Nation. You can catch that in Abby's new series called Ride to Work, which you already know you're going to love. Let's take a look at Abby's work.
Safety first, but hopefully I get them there on time. Let's go pick them up. If I accidentally nick a car, just don't tell anyone.
Listen, I will be the Bonnie to your Clyde.
You know there is such thing as car yoga.
No, there's not. Is that guy urinating?
Probably.
Yes, I think he was. I'm glad you didn't see that.
Is it early enough
It
for you?
is so early.
Well, it's 5:59.
5:59, but I woke up at 3:45.
You did.
a.m.
I will say this, Paula Deen, Abby, she smelled like a butter cookie.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Good for you.
Yeah, I just
give him a little hump. That a girl.
You think people think I'm an Uber?
You could be an Uber.
Do you think?
If the whole TV thing doesn't work out, and I'm sure it will.
I think this is a good backup.
I think you're all set on that front.
I'm going to be honest, that was my first time driving in New York City. I did not hit any pedestrians. No pedestrians were harmed in the making of this show, Lawrence. I know you think they were, but they weren't.
Great job.
Thank
I told you
you.
I'm never good driving.
I think I saw you one time doing Man on the Street, and I almost stopped.
Why didn't you say hey? That's so
I don't
rude.
know. You didn't like me, and so, you know. All right, I had so much fun taking everyone around, and you can come along for the ride by signing up for Fox Nation right now for just 99 cents. That's where you'll also get a reality check every week with host David Webb. And he is here right now with a very special guest. David?
All right, I am on the main stage, and I know everybody wants to get involved in this, right? So I'm going to ad-lib. You know how I do that. First of all, let me hear from Scottsdale, Arizona. Come on, louder, 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 louder. Let me hear you, let me hear you, let me hear you. Woo! All right. You know, I love education, and I love being a wise guy. And I've got a wise guy right here. You guys have seen it, right? Come on, have you seen it? All right. We have a brand new episode. It's going to drop this week only on Fox Nation. And I'm lucky enough to be joined by the host. He's the one. He is the only, because there can't be two. There's not room on the planet or in the universe. Dr. Bill Bennett. Yeah. And he's got a brand new book. Now, Kenny was kind enough to lend me his book for my stage prop, The American Patriots Almanac. Did you get it signed? Hold him up. Come on, guys, let's show the crowd. Hold him up. Here we go. All right. Love it, love it. Okay, now I have to be, I was going to wear a jacket up here, but because it's the doctor.
Yeah, you told me you'd wear a jacket.
Yeah, I lied. But Doctor, first of all, let's talk about, for a moment, about the book.
Sure.
The Almanac.
That's right. Every day in American history, right here in this book. How many people got books signed today? A few of you, right? Yeah, it's great. And we are now doing the Patriots Almanac on Fox Nation. And we sit and record them, and we tell you what happened on this day. And it's pretty exciting. We give a little background work. It's everything from politics, history, sports, current events, American history, one day at a time.
All right, now we're going to get into current events, because that's what the wise guys do as well.
We do that.
First.
How many of you have seen Wise Guys?
All right, come on.
All right.
Oh, there we go. All right, let's talk about the president. We're each going to give you a take on our great president, the one and only President of the United States, Donald Trump. First, to the man who has been made honorable by a vote in Congress and still honorable, Dr. Bennett.
Thank you. Yeah, confirmed by the Senate 3 times, for better or worse. I served Ronald Reagan, and I served George Herbert Walker Bush, and I'm delighted to know Donald Trump. Here's my sense. Here's my sense Donald Trump a lot of people don't get. when people talk about the Twitter, the tweets, the other things, and they're upset about things he said, and sometimes I hear things and go, well, it could be a little better. But when you react to a circumstance, a fact that's occurred, an event, a person, you think about it, you go to bed, you wake up the next morning, Donald Trump has reacted the exact same way you did.
Exactly.
You see somebody act like a jerk, he tweets, that guy's a jerk. It's not that manicured, scrubbed language we're used to.
You've seen this in Washington, the carefully, I call it the poll-tested response.
Yeah, sure.
How do I appeal to Midwest today? Yeah. How do I appeal to Georgia? How do I appeal to Scottsdale, Arizona? Donald Trump says, I'm just going to sell this.
Yeah, no, and he speaks from the heart, and he speaks what a lot of Americans are thinking and feeling at that time. And he captures what Americans think and feel, and that's, I think, part of the magic. So let Trump be Trump, as we used to say, let Reagan be Reagan. And he is changing the country, and he's changing the world. And I was really worried 2016, because I think 4 more years of the Obama kind of rule, or 8 more years, I'm not sure we rescue this country back.
Right, go back to what Pete said, we're only 1 step away.
That's right, that's right. No, the founders talked about this and wrote about it, and they weren't sure how long it would last. John Adams says maybe 150 years if we're lucky, because these are very fragile, these republics, but we're doing pretty well. But it's the work of all of us to keep it going.
Absolutely. Now, I know a lot of you out here remember the Tea Party movement, right? All right, so let me give you my take on Donald Trump, and I'm going to give you a little personal anecdote from the campaign trail that tells you about this man. They caricature the president, and that's what they do in the media, and that's what the left does. But this is a man who in Myrtle Beach literally took 15 minutes out when there were no cameras, no media, nothing, no benefit, and I introduced him to a terminal cancer survivor, not a terminal cancer patient, and he came over and spent time with her. When I wrote that article and I put it in the Hill, I said, this is the Donald Trump I want people to meet and know. This is the man who cares about someone he doesn't know who had worked for one of his organizations. That man should be president. He cares about all of you, even if he's never met you.
We have a mutual friend, a close friend, President and I, who's had a rough go lately. And this friend of mine said Donald Trump still calls him once every 2 weeks. Leader of the free world, commander-in-chief,
takes the time
to call once every 2 weeks. It's quite amazing.
It is amazing, and that's why you are the wise guy.
I am, well.
And the wisest. All right.
Sometimes I have good days.
We have an almanac for that.
We have a book.
There you go. All right, I'm going to wrap on this segment and toss it over. First, I want to say something to everyone here. You see our faces on Fox Nation. You hear what we have to say. You feed us your thoughts. But there's an entire team of people, including this cameraman, Dave, our floor manager, the other Dave, Gustavo, Jennings, Jen, you name it, my producer, Amanda King, everyone. Without them, you don't see us. So I want you to give them the biggest round of applause.
Let me say one last thing.
Go for it, Doctor.
I just want to say one last thing. Love being here, love coming here. And remember, all of you, it's a dry heat. It's not a problem. Not a problem. Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
All right, the good doctor, Dr. Bennett, thank you so much. Now, take a look at what the hype is all about. Here's a preview of the brand new Wise Guys drop-in this week, right here, only on Fox Nation.
Thank you, David.
There are 3 things that President Trump did that only an outsider is capable of doing. 1 is actually moving the embassy to Jerusalem. 2 is withdrawing from the Paris Agreement. And 3 is taking on China.
I think President Trump is the first president to treat China the right way, and that is to take a very hard line.
When I see Steve Mnuchin leading it, I know we're not, because he's in for a quick deal, a Wall Street deal that everybody just continues to trade for today.
How do you know that?
We know that. You do your research.
We do?
We do. You know what, Lawrence, to stay on on my side for this.
If behind the scenes we can be influential in tipping it, let's tip it.
There's the actual crisis that's happening.
And what can we do?
And then is the people that are responsible for fixing this.
Can it be fixed without Democrat cooperation?
No, you need Congress. And this has been one of the most abysmal failures going back 2 decades, both parties, of not being able to reach sensible solutions.
Guys, is a great show. Hey, folks, I'm right here with Ed Henry. How about Ed Henry? Can I get some love? So, no, Ed, you're the journalist.
Yeah.
I'm not. But tonight I'm asking the question.
Are you a candidate after that speech?
No, I am not a candidate. I'm just a pundit.
That was a great speech.
Well,
the State of America with Pete Hegseth.
But now I want the state of politics from Ed Henry. We're going to talk about your new show, the show that's currently going.
Front row seat.
What's the lunacy that's going on? So many candidates, so many Democrats. Give me your preview.
Look, I think the president is sitting there watching this and enjoying it. I mean, he tweets about it a lot, but he's enjoying it because if you think about how many Democratic candidates there are, the further they tack left, the better it could be for the president in terms of getting his base out there. And frankly, I think he's rooting for Bernie Sanders. Maybe he's a little more nervous that if Joe Biden actually gets the nomination, he'd be a stronger general election candidate. But I'm not sure Joe Biden is going to get through this primary process. Bernie Sanders has the money, he's got the energy, and you could see the president rooting for a capitalism versus socialism race.
It's still very early, is what you're saying.
Yeah, there's a lot of baseball to be played.
There's a lot. And if you don't catch us on the weekends,
this Saturday we'll be there.
We tussle often, and I compete with Ed, and I lose too often.
There was a guy outside. I want to thank the man who said, "Go in there and next weekend beat Pete's bleed."
Something we can't say.
That's our fans.
We actually can say that on Fox
and
Nation.
I was signing. We sold so many books here. We were giving them out. I shouldn't say sold. That if you got a book and I didn't sign it yet, I'm going to be at the bar right after I talk to Pete.
That's where, you always find Ed Henry.
That's where you find me.
So Ed, tell us about your show.
So look,
tell us what you got.
We have fun on the weekends, but we've got a limited amount of time. You got 3 minutes, 4 minutes for an interview. You got to wrap. The producers are telling us we got to go. There's a lot happening in politics now. My other passion is sports. I wrote this book, 42 Faith, about Jackie Robinson. We did a 1-hour special on Fox Nation. You can get that right now. It's really fantastic. Our producers did a great job here at Fox Nation. And then I do a show called Front Row Seat, where instead of having 4 minutes with a candidate or a couple of senators or a couple people debating, I've got 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And in fact, I interviewed some of the old Boston Celtics, Bob Cousy and John Havlicek, and they talked about the old days with Red Auerbach. It's on there right now, Fox Nation. Sadly, John Havlicek died just a few weeks after that interview, so it became his last interview. But we went in depth, and it's the kind of, digital space we have all the time in the world.
Yeah, no, it's great. I've watched a couple of the episodes. It's fantastic. Now, you've got even more.
We got new ones, and they were going to come out in June.
Some cool ones.
We got breaking news. I was told by the producers today, no joke, they're coming out May 22nd. 5 new episodes, including I just interviewed Dick Vitale in Florida.
Who doesn't love Dick Vitale?
Dick Vitale, it's awesome, baby. All that, the sports broadcaster, a legend. He really, because we had that time, he started talking about his childhood and said, Ed, I've never really talked to people about this, but my mom encouraged me. Everybody knows me as this happy broadcaster, happy warrior, but he had a problem with vision in one of his eyes when he was a kid, and people bullied him. He started crying in this interview, talking about his mom, how his mom lifted him up. And so when you have time and you're not rushed, people really open up, and we're having so much fun with it.
But you're good. You're especially good at that. What is it about the interviews that you do? You recently were awarded at the White House Correspondents' Center. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What do you do in interviews that gets people to open up?
More than anything, you have to prepare. In the case of Scott Pruitt, you mentioned the award. I did a ton of research before. I knew what answers he might have once I asked the question. You got to do your homework. And in the case of Dick Vitale, look, I could have just showed up and thought, I've seen Dick Vitale on ESPN a million times, but I actually listened to some podcasts, other interviews he had done. He talked about his childhood, and I felt like there might be more there. So I asked him about it. He started going in depth. You have to see this. But what I love is I've been teasing this surprise for you.
Yeah.
So I said to Dick Vitale, you know Pete Hegseth, I can beat him sometimes. He played basketball at Princeton. Maybe not that well, maybe kind of a bench warmer. We tease him about it. And so I said, hey, Dick, we need a new voicemail greeting for Pete's cell phone. Here it is, heard first on Fox Nation.
No way.
Hi, everybody. Dick Vitale, my buddy. Peter, where you been? Peter Hegseth, baby. You talk about a superstar. Army guy. Unbelievable. You played at Princeton. Hey, I heard that you were the 12th guy on an 11-man roster. Unbelievable. You weren't a diaper dandy, but I know one thing, baby. You're a PTPer, solid goal right now. Yes, sirree. Fox is lucky to have you, baby. Hey, make me your agent.
You're young.
So Dick Vitale wants to be
PTPer?
You are a PTPer, like a primetime player. You're an awesome baby with a capital A.
Goodness, one of my
I'm going to send you that
Thank you
file.
very much.
On Saturday on Fox and Friends,
goodness.
we will unveil the voicemail that Dick Vitale did for my phone.
Wow.
Fox and Friends,
Ed Henry,
Saturday, 6 a.m.
Holy cow.
Thanks, buddy.
Congratulations. Front row seat. Check it out.
Thanks, guys.
I don't even know what I'm reading right now.
I'll see you
because Dick Vitale said my name. Okay. Well, you'll always learn something new on Fox Nation, like 2 seconds ago, especially the history that you either didn't know or our schools did not teach you. One of my favorites is the series by our Fox and Friends colleague, Brian Kilmeade's What Made America Great. Let's take a look.
I'm Brian Kilmeade, and welcome to What Made America Great, the stories and the events that authored this tremendous success story for our great nation.
It was a very emotional time because these men had fought together this nearly impossible war, and they had won.
It stands for American determination.
Because I'm getting the tour, you're coming with me. So let's get inside. I'm going to bring you to a place that you've not seen before. If you want to understand the full Thomas Jefferson story, you got to study the grounds itself. And that's why Monticello's got a full archaeological team. And you're not going to believe what they found. This is about how this got done. This tells the story of how it was built. Upstairs is why it was built. The people that come up these steps, these are patriots who believe in the country. They want to feel the history. There's even bigger moments than that, and the surprise is on the inside.
We say it all the time here. Fox Nation isn't just our nation, it's your nation. So let's turn to the people that we could not live without. The best fans in the world. We've got all your favorites on the stage, and they're very, very excited to answer some of your burning questions. I am here with Cornelius, who actually served 3 tours in Iraq, you told me. Thank you so much for your service.
Thank you.
Yes, give Cornelius a round of applause, please. You deserve every bit of it. Cornelius, I heard you have a burning question.
Yes, I do. I would like to see, is there any ideas that anyone has going on that will help veterans with transition, with their transition process?
Maybe a good question for Pete.
I'll kick off. Listen, we should have a VA that actually works and delivers for these guys. But I think it starts with empowering the veteran by giving him a choice, and the dollars follow the veteran. Veterans are not dumb. They know what they need. If it's a VA facility, great. If it's a private provider in their hometown, they should not have to wait, and they should be able to choose. Thankfully, President Trump is already doing that, but we could do more.
All right, and part of the transition is that veterans aren't an extra part of our community. They are our community. And as you know, I sit on a lot of veterans charities, and you know what we do? We focus on educating companies, people, employers, whoever you are, how you communicate with a veteran and all those skills that they learn. Veterans help veterans, but there are more Americans who can help veterans.
That's right.
Do the work.
Thank you.
All right, who's next?
Who we got? Any other questions, Abby?
There we do. People are not shy, right?
We got Aaron, who was born on the upper left side of Manhattan, but how did he get to be such a patriot? Aaron, you've got a question.
All right, this goes out to Tomi Lahren for out there in California. So my question is they're always doing these remakes of songs, and I'm wondering, when is somebody going to remake the Eagles' Hotel California and call it Hopeless California?
I'll tell you this, though. Everyone thinks that California is hopeless. California is not a hopeless place, and that's why I'm there, because we got to make a change. There are so many conservatives in California that don't feel like they can say they're conservative, don't feel like they have a voice. And what we need to do is we need to be proud, we need to band together, and we need to show people that we are proud Americans. Donald Trump is our president. He's a president of all the states, not just the ones that voted for him. And we can change California, because I'll tell you this, it's going to be overrun if we don't. They can't continue to sustain high taxes, illegal immigration, the homeless encampments. They cannot sustain it. People are going to wise up, and we're going to fix California. So I promise you, we're going to start.
I have a personal issue with changing songs. I started out in music radio. It's a great song. Let's change the state. Leave the song alone.
We are going to work on changing the state.
Let's leave the song alone and change the state.
We believe that California, we can flip it red.
Yes, we can.
We can flip California red. If we go out there and we campaign hard enough. That's right. Now, I know that they are opening the boards, they're letting illegals come in or whatever, and they're doing a lot of, to me, cheating. It's my own personal opinion. But I fundamentally believe that we can flip California red.
We can?
Yes.
But in order to do that, you have to actually go to the state and talk with the people there and bring the conservative message there. Remember, people abandon the college campuses, and now it's seething through socialism and people that don't believe that you should have due process when you're falsely accused. So if there's anything that you should take from California, is that we got to send our message there. If we don't, then we're going to keep losing elections in that state.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
Can I just say something? First time I met Diamond and Silk, true story. I'm at a restaurant.
Yeah.
They're embarrassed. They're worried.
Go ahead.
And I went up to them. I said, "You're Diamond and Silk. I know you guys." They're like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Who are you?"
But we love him. We know him today.
So
Thank you, Ed.
We know who you are now.
You're on Leave It to Beaver.
Yeah, all right.
All right, who's next?
Love you. I love you more.
All right. Well, Lawrence, you touched on socialism, and Jan is actually originally from Scotland. So I feel like you have a question for Lawrence, Jan.
I lived through socialism, and it was terrible. But now my children are being influenced at their high school, where the teachers are talking about political current events, but the teachers are putting their spin on it. And then they come home and they argue with me being a Republican. What can I do about that? Or should I contact the school, or is there anything going to be done about that?
Oh, have I got an answer for you. Because I'm very shy, so I got an answer for you. When those kids come home from school, ask them what they believe in, find a way to adapt it to their life at home, and make them live with it. Yeah. It's a lesson well learned. Let them live under socialism for a day.
That's right.
But you got to take it a step further. As you guys know, I run campus reform as well. We talk about the liberal indoctrination that's happening on the college campuses, and it's on the high school level. You got to take their money away. All right? It's time to, I'm serious. It's time to shut the professors down, the teachers down, because they have no salary, then they're not going to be teaching this to the kids. And for so long, we've abandoned the college campuses, and what's happening with our kids. Everybody laughed at Bernie Sanders, but Bernie Sanders came with 6 people, Cortez, Talib. All these people came from socialist indoctrination on the college campuses. You can't laugh at these people anymore. Remember, Donald Trump just said this will never be a socialist nation. But again, the culture starts on the college campuses. It starts with the people that are teaching your kids every single day. They spend the majority of their time in these college campuses, in these high school schools and these elementary schools. So again, to compete with that, take away their money. Send them to private school. Fight for school choice so your kids can take their tax dollars and go somewhere else.
That's right. Yeah.
How many of you donate to colleges? Raise your hands. I know there's some donors here. Let me give you an idea. You write a check every year. They call you every year for the next check. Don't send them nothing. Send them a check for $1. Now you have a conversation with a dean, because they're going to call and ask you why $1. You want to do it, Lawrence says. Use the money, get to them. But there's an idea.
That's right.
Well, one last thing, and we're not fighting about politics. We're fighting about America. Right. So if someone comes home, a kid, and tells you that, walk into your teacher's classroom, walk into the principal's classroom, run for school board, talk about the curriculum. You got to fight back all the way. They count on us not fighting back. And when we're talking, ask your school. I bet a lot of people don't know. Does your school actually say the Pledge of Allegiance every single day? Most parents don't know because they don't check, because they assume they still do, and most public schools don't anymore. Your kids and grandkids, that's where it starts. You have to be active every single day in their classroom and get other people organized as well.
Yeah, Pete.
That's right.
Yep.
Look, I'm from the old school. I'm an old school mama. So if my baby came home talking about some socialism, give me the iPhone.
That's right.
Give me all your stuff. Let me go ahead on and give this away.
That's right.
This is what socialism look like. Take your stuff and give it away.
That's right.
How that make you feel?
How's you feeling?
You feeling okay about it?
Are you feeling okay?
That's how you teach them.
That's right.
I'm old school. Yes. How you teach them?
Preach.
You'll be talking capitalism from here on out.
That's right.
Speaking in tongues about it.
Hallelujah.
Let me hear you. Come on, bring it up. Loud. Come on, I want to hear them. All right.
All right, what do you got, Tom?
We've got a question from a third-generation Arizonan. Christine's got a question for Ed Henry.
I do.
Oh.
So, Ed, you cover the media and the White House. Effective today, I am the GOP's Arizona volunteer director for the Trump Committee. Might I also say, members in the room, we are the only state in the nation that has such a Trump committee that brings the grassroots, the GOP, and the RNC together. So my message, or my question, rather, Ed, has to do with messaging. So from men to messaging to the media, where the media, 92% of the media, portray Trump in a negative light. What are you all doing as members of the media to ensure a Trump victory in 2020?
Well, okay. Well, that's your role. My role is not to ensure a victory for any candidate as a journalist. So I think my role is to be as fair as possible. I think you're right. There are some journalists out there who are not fair, and you should press them, and you should call them out if they're covering you, and say, look, be fair. You heard from the Democratic committee man or committee woman. Now, let me get on the local news, the local Fox, the local ABC or CBS, and make sure your message is heard. But that's not our role. If you want to get out there and be active, I applaud you. Whomever you're going to support, get out there, let your voice be heard. But you're right, it can often be drowned out when there's a lot of negativity out there. Make sure your voice is heard. That's why the president tries to use Twitter and other mediums to go around that very filter. And I would encourage you to do that as well.
Too. So in Arizona specifically, not only do we need to elect Donald Trump, re-elect Donald Trump, but here's a bigger issue. What bigger issue in this country is illegal immigration? That's the top issue. None of the other issues matter if we don't take care of illegal immigration. So I'm going to tell you this, guys, because you're a border state like mine, we need to fight like hell, because that is the issue. And Trump can't do it alone. I hear a lot of people that are aggravated because Trump hasn't built the totality of the wall. Guys, he's doing everything he can. But the problem is we continue to send Republicans to Congress that talk tough about building a wall, that talk tough about border enforcement, and they get there, some from your state, get there, and they don't do anything. So we need to say, you already got your free pass, you sat there. We had an opportunity when we controlled the House and the Senate, and we Republicans did nothing. So not only do we need to send Donald Trump back and make sure he stays in the White House, we need to make sure we're electing Republicans that have that message as well. Because if they don't and they flip-flop on that, guys, we're not going to get anything done. We let this country be overrun by illegal immigrants, we will never win an election again. Never. Hands down. They're going to change the rules, they're going to change the laws, they're going to give amnesty, they're going to allow illegal immigrants to vote, and we are done. So in Arizona, as a border state, I cannot make this more clear. You need to fight like hell. That's right.
Yeah.
Fight.
That's right.
I think the best best march we can do is march into the voting booth, because that's the march that I did in November of 2016. So guys, we can protest, we can march just like they do, but what we really need to do is we need to show up, show out. We need to educate our neighbors and our friends on what made America great and what's going to continue to make it great. And that's making sure we hold on to our values and the integrity of our elections.
You know, the president won a lot of Democrat votes, right? A lot of people who turned. So I have an idea for you to go with what Tommy's saying. Adopt a Democrat. You know a Democrat somewhere? No, seriously. Talk to them. Talk to them about why they're doing better. When you do that, you start adopting them and bring them to the booth and let them go in and make a decision based on what's better for them.
That's right.
I think Abby's got a question.
I have a million questions for you, Ed, but we have to move on, unfortunately. Thank you guys very much. Incredible panel. This is just one example of the unfiltered access you can get as a Fox Nation member. Don't miss out. Sign up now at foxnation.com and get your first month for just 99 cents and the opportunity to attend events just like this. But we are not done yet. The best competition, in my opinion, we've been preparing for years, it feels like, is about to take place. My colleague Pete Hegseth heard that, you know, I like to frequent Dave & Buster's, so he decided to challenge me to pop a shot. Maybe not the best idea, maybe a great idea. I guess we'll find out. Before we put on our jerseys, let's check out how we prepared. All right, Pete, I'm practicing hard today because I'm about to beat you at the Pop-A-Shot competition in Phoenix, Arizona at the Fox Nation Summit, so bring it on.
I should be able to walk in fearlessly into this establishment, look Abby in the eyes, intimidate her, and then defeat her. Oh, see, that's really bad. Did you see that?
Let's go. Let's roll them. Let's do this.
Feeling it.
Back in the stomping grounds.
Right in my spot. Hit me up.
Yeah. Come on.
Boom. All right, so a lot of hours out here, Dad.
No doubt. We use our spare time, our stress relief, and that's for me. But for you, it was about getting better all the time. We were always driven to be great.
That's true. What's the secret? You're a coach. You've coached, you know, teams. You're an athletic director. You coached me. Like, what's the secret to be a good hoops player or a good athlete?
Well, I think obviously you got to find games. You got to get a sense for the game, but you got to have the fundamentals first. One of the big joys in coaching you was you bought in right away. I got to do this. So you had the compulsion to come out here and put yourself through drills on a 90-degree summer day.
I have to challenge Abby Hornacek, daughter of NBA All-Star Jeff Hornacek. We're both fans.
Absolutely.
In Pop-A-Shot, because this is big.
I think it's all about the elbow and the follow-through release.
All right, Pete, I called in a little bit of help from my dad since you had your dad help you out a little bit.
All right, Abby, here we go.
All right.
Ready to get this done?
Let's do it. So growing up, we always used to play basketball in the yard, and it always meant so much to me because I would look up and I would see you and Mom at every single one of my games. And you even coached some games, so that was really fun too.
Watching you grow up and play, you're kind of good at everything. You know, I think that's something
I'm sure that's not true, but...
Well, no, you were a scorer, but you also made great passes.
You know, I was still pretty young when you played, and I sometimes look up old videos, and it's so cool. You're the king of circus shots, and I think that's why I got into trick shots a lot, and that's why every time we go outside or we're in a gym, we always are just practicing different trick shots.
That's what was fun for me as a player. When I would be interviewed after the games, I'd be able to come and sit you guys on my lap and do the interview.
But you were really the first one to really bring us on the court, bring us into your interviews.
And I think I might have been the first one to give a signal to the
Yeah, so always wave, because we'd always go, Dad,
wave to us, and you're like, I can't wave.
I can't
to you.
wave to the camera, so I'll wipe my face 3 times as a hi to you guys. So.
What are the tricks that you saw when I was growing up that you think can help me beat Pete?
Well, I think the biggest thing is confidence.
Every hero needs theme music. Sit on the throne and you can never move it. I hear my destiny is calling. So say hello to the champion.
It might be, what is it, 20 degrees right now?
Say hello to the champ. I say hello to the champion. I say hello to the champ. I say hello to the champion. Say hello.
I only know one pace, and it's win.
I be King James version when I'm on the way. Hey, ride around in the race. Wind blowing my cape. Waving all the two peasants. Don't you ruin my day. Step into the ring, I might lead in this thing.
I feel like she's going to be too textbook. I'm going to be here all day. I'll probably be here tomorrow. I'll probably be there the next day, too. I might even miss Fox and Friends weekend. I don't know. But whatever it takes to beat you in Pop-A-Shot is going to happen. I'm going to go back to the rack.
Should I let him win one?
Oh, heck no.
Now, this ball has no grip on it.
I say hello to the champ. I say hello to the champion.
Oh, Pete, you hear that sound? Are you familiar with that sound? That swish sound? I don't know if you've ever experienced it before, but just in case, did we get audio on that?
Me and not a whole squad need a mansion. She gon' go OD when I cancel. Dagger. They see the trophy icy. I possess je ne sais quoi, my hitter. Filet mignon, all of your team is dinner. I eat good. Better speak when I pull up to your hood.
Jeff Hornacek probably never did a burpee.
He's probably got a expensive gym membership.
We're on our home court.
And you'll be shooting between bites of a cheeseburger.
Correct.
Right?
All right, Mr. Hegseth, I heard that you were talking a lot of smack about me getting the fancy court, so I'm going to even the playing field right now, and I'm going to go in the streets of New York, which is much more difficult than your home court.
Yeah. Last tip, have fun. That's what it's about, have fun.
This has been useful. Good stuff. I'm ready for my challenge.
Okay.
Thanks, Dad.
Fox Nation, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. The first ever Fox Nation Pop-A-Shot Challenge, okay? Here are the rules. There are 3 rounds, 1 minute each. I'm keeping an eye on the clock and the score. It's the best out of 3 wins. Are you ready? Are you ready? All right, let's bring in our first contender, Pete Hegseth, coming in at 6 feet tall, 156 career three-pointers at Forest Lake High School, and he holds the Princeton University men's basketball record for the most minutes on the bench, and once spun a basketball on his fingers for 45 minutes. Let's hear it for Pete Hegseth.
Come on, you guys are for me? You guys are for me? Come on.
All right, Pete. And contender number 2, coming in hot. Let's give it up for Abby Hornacek. She holds the high score for pop-up shot at more than one Dave & Buster's.
It's true.
And NBA point guard Chris Paul once said he was envious of her height, being at 6 feet tall. She's also an expert at trick shots and has won 4 shooting contests in Central Park while wearing heels. Let's give it up for Abby Hornacek.
All right.
All right. Everybody take their places.
Kind of. You kind of need it. You need a little hug. You see.
Hey, no touching. No touching.
Okay.
All right.
That's a foul on Mr. Hegseth.
All right, Abby and Pete, get ready in your stances.
Ooh, oh, man, I'm a little nervous.
I'm nervous, too.
I'm a little nervous.
Y'all know the rules. Y'all know the rules. Good, ready. Get set.
Hey, you have one of these in your basement.
Go!
Oh, man.
Come on, come on. Uh-oh, Abby, you got to come with it, girl. Pete is getting the roll.
I'm stuck.
He's getting the roll. Pete is in the lead right now. Abby is falling behind. Oh, here we go.
I went for the bank.
And Abby has the momentum. She's coming back.
Open.
She's coming back. She's coming back. About 30 seconds left on the clock.
Okay.
30 seconds. And Pete is escaping this. This is going to be a long game.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my God. Abby falling behind again.
Heating up.
We're down to almost 15 seconds on the clock.
feeling it.
And Pete is on fire with 62 points to Abby's 34. Oh, my God.
You watching this?
This is hard to watch today. Abby, come on. Get your head
Oh,
in the
my
game.
goodness. Bad interference.
2, 1, time.
I got to take these rings off. I got to take the rings off.
All right.
I went to
in
the
the first game, Pete Hegseth with 66 points.
Can you hold my jewelry?
And Abby with 46. Okay,
Can I
got
trust
the
you?
I got the, okay.
Those are messing me up.
You dropped one.
You know, my fingers are getting caught in the net. Taking off the rings.
Now, guys, this is important, okay? Because if Pete wins this round, it's over. It's over. But I think Abby can win it. If Abby wins, then we go to game 3. Are y'all ready?
Everyone loves game 3.
All right. Let's reset the clock. Reset the points.
Don't mess it up. Game first. Come on.
You know, Pete
There we
gets on
go.
fire.
Watch it over there.
Never,
All right,
never
everybody
give the
take
enemy
your
quarter.
Get ready. Get set.
Oh, early fall.
Oh, boy. Abby wasn't playing today. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
Today is tied up, guys. And Pete takes the lead with 12. Tie game again.
I'm doing the Jeff Hornacek floater. The Jeff Hornacek floater. Jeff Hornacek floater. Jeff Hornacek
Pete with
floater.
the lead.
Pete, don't mess up.
This is I'm doing the Jeff Hornacek floater.
Pete is extending
Come
his
on.
lead. Abby is coming back for it. Score 28 to 24. 32 to 28.
Oh, I'm not
And
missing.
with less than 2
My arm's getting tired,
on the
Pete.
clock,
You do the push-ups on Fox and Friends.
Abby's coming for it. If she's going to make a run, it has to be now.
Come on.
9 seconds left on the clock.
Oh, no.
Pete is up by 12. Abby's coming for it. 3,
Get out of here, Pete.
1.
I'm sorry.
And it is, I am sad to
Sorry.
say, Pete Hegseth with the swamp.
Can I just say, Mr. Hegseth has one of these ones in his basement. I'll go to Dave and Buster's.
I know.
It's not the same.
It's true.
You know, Pete came out this morning.
All right, everybody, you've been watching the Fox Nation Fan Summit right here in Scottsdale, Arizona, the first ever. Please join me, Mike Page, and the rest of the Fox 10 Phoenix crew again tomorrow right here on News Now, which is a part of fox10phoenix.com. Wrapping up the evening with this gorgeous live shot of Manhattan, the skyline in New York City.